There comes a moment in life when you realize that noise is not strength and company is not progress. That moment doesn't arrive with applause. It arrives quietly, usually when you're alone, sitting with your thoughts, realizing that most people around you were never walking toward your future anyway. Being alone is misunderstood. People think it means loneliness, weakness, or failure. But the truth is, being alone is often the first sign of growth. It's the moment you stop needing constant validation. It's the moment you stop explaining yourself. It's the moment you choose purpose over popularity. Most people are afraid of being alone. They stay busy, stay distracted, stay surrounded, not because they love people, but because they're scared of silence. Silence forces you to confront who you really are. Your flaws, your fears, your wasted potential. And not everyone is strong enough to face that. But the ones who do change everything. When you're alone, there's no one to impress, no one to perform for, no one to lie to. You can't hide behind jokes, social media, or opinions. It's just you and the truth. And that truth, if you listen carefully, will tell you exactly what needs to change. Focus is born in solitude. When you remove noise, clarity appears. When you remove opinions, direction becomes obvious. When you remove distractions, discipline starts to grow. Alone time sharpens the mind the way fire sharpens steel. It's uncomfortable at first. It burns. It exposes weakness, but it also creates strength that can't be shaken. Most people want results without isolation. They want success without sacrifice. They want growth without discomfort. That's not how it works. Every high-level achiever understands one thing. Focus requires distance. Distance from drama. Distance from excuses. Distance from people who don't understand the cost of your goals. You cannot hear your purpose clearly when everyone else is talking. Being alone allows you to hear yourself again. It's in those quiet hours that discipline is built. When no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one knows what you're working on. That's where real power develops. Because if you can stay consistent without praise, you become unstoppable when the pressure comes. Being alone teaches you patience. It teaches you how to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. It teaches you how to delay pleasure for progress. While others chase quick dopamine likes, attention, approval, you learn how to invest in long-term results. Focus is saying no. No to distractions. No to pointless conversations. No to environments that drain your energy. No to people who only show up when it's convenient. Every no you say protects your future yes. And yes, people will misunderstand you. They'll say you changed. They'll say you became distant. They'll say you think you're better than them. Let them talk. They don't see the nights you spend building. They don't see the battles you fight internally. They don't see the discipline it takes to walk alone when everyone else is following the crowd. Being alone forces accountability. There's no one else to blame. No excuses to hide behind. If you fail, it's on you. If you succeed, it's because you earned it. That level of responsibility is heavy, but it's also empowering. When you're alone, you learn to trust yourself. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for approval. You stop doubting every decision because there's no one feeding you uncertainty. You become self-reliant, calm, grounded. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. And confidence built in silence is far more powerful than confidence built on attention. Loud confidence cracks under pressure. Quiet confidence holds steady. There will be days when loneliness hits hard, days when you question your path, days when you wish someone understood what you're trying to become. That's normal. That's part of the process. Growth doesn't feel good while it's happening. It feels lonely. It feels uncertain. It feels slow. But that doesn't mean it's not working. The strongest people you know didn't get strong in crowds. They got strong when no one was around to save them, when quitting was easy, when giving up would have gone unnoticed. They stayed anyway. Being alone builds emotional control. You stop reacting to everything. You stop needing to respond to every opinion. You realize that not every battle deserves your energy. Focus teaches you restraint, and restraint is power. While others waste energy proving themselves, you conserve energy, building yourself. That's the difference. Focus doesn't mean you hate people. It means you respect your future more than temporary comfort. It means you understand that not everyone deserves access to you. Your time, your attention, your energy, they are limited resources. Spend them wisely. When you are alone and focused, time slows down. You notice patterns. You think deeper. You plan better. You move intentionally. Life stops being reactive and starts being strategic. This is where discipline replaces motivation. Motivation is loud and emotional. Discipline is quiet and consistent. Motivation fades when things get hard. Discipline shows up anyway. Alone time is where discipline is trained. You wake up early without announcing it. You work late without posting about it. You improve without explaining it. And one day, results speak. Not dramatically. Not overnight, but undeniably. People who once ignored you start paying attention. People who doubted you start asking questions. People who laughed fall silent, and you don't say a word because you don't need to. The power of being alone and focused is that it transforms you internally before the world ever notices. By the time recognition comes, you no longer need it. You've already won the harder battle, the one within yourself. Solitude sharpens vision. Focus strengthens execution. Silence builds authority, and authority doesn't announce itself. If you feel disconnected right now, if you feel isolated, if you feel like you're walking alone, don't panic. That may be the sign you're on the right path. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Walk anyway. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay patient. Because the world eventually listens to those who didn't need an audience to become powerful.